I welcome you to this session of ISO 9001 2015, and today we are going to talk about clause number 8.5.3. So as usual, first of all I'll read out the requirement to you as given in the standard. Clause 8.5.3 property belonging to customers or external providers. The organization shall exercise care with property belonging to customers or external providers while it is under the organization's control or being used by the organization. The organization shall identify, verify, protect and safeguard customers or external providers' property provided for use or incorporation into the product and services. When the property of a customer or external provider is lost, damaged, or otherwise found to be unsuitable for use, the organization shall report this to the customer or external provider and retain documented information on what has occurred. There is a note below. A customer or external provider's property can include materials, components, tools, equipment, premises, intellectual property, and personal data. So this is all as given in the clause. This is not a very big clause. Let us now discuss it in more detail. Well, as the title says, the talk is about the property or the items belonging to the customers or external providers. That means they have been provided by the customer or the external provider to the company or the organization to incorporate into the final product or the service which is being rendered to the customer. So, it is this property is basically belonging to the customer or the external provider, and at the time of taking over this property, the organization is supposed to inspect it and accept it only if found suitable. If there is anything wrong with this property, then it should be reported back to the customer or the external provider and the property should be returned. So only the property which is okay, that only should be accepted by the organization, and a record must be maintained as to what property has been received from the customer or the external provider. And the organization shall exercise care with the property belonging to the customer or external providers while it is under the organization's control. Once it is taken over by the organization, then it is under the organization's control or the company's control, or is being used by the company or the organization for producing the product or the service to be rendered to the customer. The organization shall identify. See, this has to happen while taking over the property. The property could be anything. It may include materials, components, tools, equipment, premises, intellectual property, or even the personal data. So all this the organization has to identify and verify and protect and safeguard customer or external provider's property provided for use or incorporation into the product or the service. So it has got to be inspected and accepted only when it is found to be okay. If the property belonging to the customer or external providers on inspection at the time of taking over is found to be not suitable, then it should be returned back. But the records must be maintained that the property was not suitable and returned back to the customer or external provider. And when the property of customer or external provider is lost, damaged, or otherwise found to be unsuitable for use. Well, here we must understand one thing, that the external provider or the customer is responsible for the quality of externally provided product or service. That means the organization is not responsible for its quality. For the quality, the person or the people who have provided this to the organization, it could be customer or external provider. Then on inspection, if it is found to be okay, it should be taken into account and it should be taken into the custody of the organization and used. And if it is not found suitable or is lost or damaged or otherwise found to be unsuitable for use, the organization is supposed to report this to the customer or the external provider and retain the record regarding this handing over of the property which was not found to be suitable, and record there what had happened, why the property was not found to be suitable. So the property which is suitable, only that property has to be kept well by the organization and used within the operations for providing the product or the service to the customer. So this is the customer's property or the property of the external provider, but used in product or service to be provided by the organization to the customer. So we have to, in case if this property at any stage is found to be not suitable, or something has gone wrong, or it has been lost, or anything has happened to it, this must be reported to the customer or the external provider, and record must be maintained. Documented information here means the record on what has happened must be maintained. And there is a note below which says that the customer or external provider's property can include materials, components, tools, equipment, premises, intellectual property, and even the personal data. So all this should be treated as external property to be provided, to be used while preparing the product or the service, to be provided to the customer. And if anything is found to be wrong with the property, then it should be reported back to the customer or the external provider and should be returned. It should not be used if there is anything wrong with the external provider or customer's property. So that's all. I hope you have understood the total requirement. But by any chance, if there is anything which is not clear to you, please let me know and put your comment below this video so that I can explain to you once again. And if you are liking my videos, please give me a thumbs up, give me a like, and also share my videos with your friends and colleagues so that they may also take advantage of the clarifications provided by me on this topic. And please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and also press the bell icon so that as and when I load my video, normally I do it on Sundays by 10 o'clock, but sometimes it gets delayed. But normally it is at 10 o'clock that I load the video, and you should be able to see it. If you have subscribed and pressed the bell icon, you will get the information that the video has been loaded and you will be able to see it without any delay. So thank you very much for watching my videos, and we meet again on next Sunday, and next Sunday we will discuss clause number 8.5.4, preservation. It's a very small clause, but anyway we shall meet on next Sunday to discuss this. Okay, bye bye. See you again on next Sunday. Bye.